And that's a good thing, because if this one were played on paper, it might get ugly, but you never know what's going to happen. The Rebels ready to get this thing started and open the season. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Cougars offense will get the football first. As we take a quick look at the impact players for today's game, what players did you guys look to for motivation to make an impact during your playing days, Jesse?
Well, it was the guys we relied on each and every week. We came into the season expecting these types of guys to be our biggest weapons, and every week those were the guys that had to deliver for us in order to have success.
And it's just fun to have those guys that are consistent. Like, they lead by example, then they start to learn their voice and lead the team. But every week, guys that you can count on, they punch the clock and they're hard workers.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 30. Out of the gun, the running back has it. Works his way to the 41, and that is plenty to give him a first down. The Cougars come to the line with a new set of downs. Back to throw, it's Lynch. Scrambling away. And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38. The pocket broke down, and the quarterback had to take the sack.
Really impressed by this pass rush, Reese. Just guys winning their individual battles one-on-one up front. They're able to get to the quarterback.
And the Cougars trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. 2nd down, he'll throw it. And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again.
And I'm really impressed with the start by this defense, like getting to the quarterback early and often. First drive, already have 2 sacks. That's a good sign for this defense.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. They've got him before he gets the first down marker, and the screen does not deliver. Houston will be forced to punt. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. Here's the return. And the punt team gets down there and gets the return man on the ground. The Rebels offense has the ball for the first time. But Jesse, it's always fun to see a guy who's been challenged, see if he can answer the bell and get things done.
Well, we talked to him this week, and he knows that people are out there questioning him. And I think that leaves a big chip on his shoulder, David. He wants to prove to the entire college football world he's got what it takes to win this football game. This is a big test for him.
And here's the thing. Proving it is one thing, Jesse, but it's not about you. And this is a team game. Obviously, the quarterback in the position is so dependent on others' success, but play within yourself, make those plays, don't make the big mistakes.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains, they were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down. Hunt is on its way. Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. They'll put it in play from the 36 for the first play of the drive. To the ground with the back. Powers through the defender. You want to make sure to maximize those types of runs, and he gets it out to the 41. Here's a quick throw out to the left. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. To the air. It's Lynch. Flips it out in the flat. Trucks through the defender. They'll stop him right there, but it is enough for a Houston first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll go to the ground. They'll wrestle him down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one. Running back searching for a hole. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down. He's now up to 58 yards on the ground in the first quarter. What a tremendous start to this season. They go to the ground. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9. Sixth play of the drive coming up. The give to the back. It's a running room. Nice pickup on the ground there. They'll move the sticks for the first down. Houston trying to say hello to the end zone in this red zone trip. From the gun, the running back has it. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Houston. Hello. Precision blocking up front. Created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. So the touchdown drive goes 63 yards. And the capper on that drive, the 10-yard touchdown run. Let's see if he can make a play on the return. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. Off the play fake on first down. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage. And the Rebels want to crank the tempo.
And this offense gets nothing done on that play, but look at them. They're continuing to run this tempo. They want to try to do something to get a spark going to create a big play.
Knocked down after picking up 5 out to the 24. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Now adjusting. Great job by this savvy senior to know when he just needs to move the sticks with his feet.
That is what I'm talking about. So many guys lose where they're at in the field, lose the down.
Oh, a lot of space. And he gets it to the 45-yard line, and that'll be a first down. The Rebels are moving quickly down the field.
That's the danger as a defense when you play man coverage, is that if the quarterback decides to scramble, there may not be anybody there to make a tackle right away. You obviously want to take care of everything on the back end, and with these receivers, you got to get them locked down. But if you're the D coordinator here, you got to be more selective with your coverage and mix it up, because man coverage against a scrambling quarterback can hurt you.
And a decent game there before the defense makes the stop. The play-action fake. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44. Period, and Houston has the lead. And we've come to the end of one, and let's take a quick moment to catch up on the stats. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the second quarter. And the Rebels will send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He makes the fair catch, and they'll spot the ball at the 18. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Fires to the tight end. He gets it up close to the 25. Out of bounds, they'll mark it at the 24. Back to throw, it's Lynch. Excellent coverage and good use of the hands to knock it away. The Cougars come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. In the gun and looking to throw on 3rd down. This time he's got his man. Good, solid pickup on that one. They got it out to the 40, and it's 1st down. Give to the running back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Lost 1 on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Leaves it with the back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. They've got a good chunk of ground to cover on 3rd and long from the 41. They want to throw it. They go to the wide receiver screen. They make the stop about 4 yards short of the 1st down. Houston sends the punt team onto the field. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Fair catch is signaled for and made. They'll mark it at the 12, and they'll start in a bit of a hole. They'll try to put a drive together, starting from their own 12. They needed to find enough space and get it moving forward, and they're up to the 22. The Rebels in the hurry-up.
And you're seeing the offense now mix up the tempos. After a successful run, they're now going hurry-up.
The give to the running back from the shotgun. Stopped at about the 25-yard line, but it'll be a 1st down. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. Yard to go. It's complete.
Nice job by the quarterback there throwing the hitch route against zone coverage. You can't stare at him. If you do that, then you allow the flat defender to get underneath it, and that might be a pick 6. So really good job by the quarterback there using his eyes to manipulate the defense.
And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. He'll keep it himself. It's a game of 1st downs, and they've got one out to their own 37. And the Rebels kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. Pulls and fires complete to the right. He's loose. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be 1st down.
All right, defense, you got to turn the page. You just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get lined up now and get ready for another one.
And it falls incomplete, and the offense is lucky to have it. Defender right there almost had it in his grasp. Right back to the air on 2nd and 10. Got it in the middle. It's Beal. Pickup of 5. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Offense lining up quickly. Looking to throw on 3rd. Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46.
And that is a great job by the defense, containing and constricting the pocket. There was nowhere for the QB to go, and he did not have a lot of time. He went down quick.
The Rebels will call on their punt team. And the coverage team surrounding the ball. No chance for the return man to get in there on that one.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. He fought him off for a while, but that's what they mean by gang tackling. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Lost yardage on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Back to pass. Just missed on the connection. Incomplete. They methodically worked the ball down the field. 11th play of the drive coming up. But this one 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws toward the end zone. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. And the Rebels line up to punt it away. The ball hits at the 5, and it'll go into the end zone for a touchback. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Going to the ground. He breaks a tackle. All right, guys, let's talk Houston. They had quite the ride last year, made it to the semifinals, couldn't finish the deal. Regression or redemption?
And today we're going to find out, and that's what's cool. Last year did not finish the way they wanted to, but they did get to the playoff. That is an accomplishment. Now, did that raise the level of intensity for these guys for a whole offseason, Jesse, and do they come out better?
I think it has. I think the sense of urgency on this team has actually gone up. There were a lot of people patting them on the back last year. Yeah, you didn't win it all, but you made it to the playoff. Nice job. They're hungrier than they were a season ago. Let's see if that shows itself here today.
Might as well give it to him again. What a cut. Now he's loose. Just working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36. Wants to throw. It's Lynch. Back open in the middle. They got him at the 42, but he got 5 yards on the play. The offense will quickly use a timeout.
Timeout, Houston.
Houston getting set, looking at 1st and 10. Wants to throw on 1st down. And the defense gets home. Yippee-ki-yay at the 35.
Man, this offense, they gotta find something. They gotta get in a rhythm somehow. So far, no success, not protecting the quarterback. Really, the only good thing I can say so far is they haven't turned the football over.
These guys are bringing serious heat. They are like sharks swarming and just getting after the passer. Grabbed in the middle. It's Newton. And he slips the first defender and picks up a handful of yards. Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have 1 remaining in the half. Ball is at the 41 as this defense tries to force the punt on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. It's complete. Doesn't quite make it to the 1st down marker. He's a yard short. We got a timeout here late in the 1st half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. The kick is on its way. And that is how a punter helps out his defense, pinning them deep in their own territory. Less than half minute to play here in the half. Let's see how aggressive they are on 1st and 10. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. And that did not work. Defense smelled that one out from the beginning. Back to throw, and they've got to be aware of the clock. Pass is incomplete, and half comes to a close on that play. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Thanks, fellas. Perfect chance for us to put the first 2 quarters under the microscope. And yes, football is a game of inches, but man, is that really the case when you consider the length of some of these possessions. Look, I'm not an analytics guy, but I do know this. The team that sustains drives and just moves the sticks might be the team that comes out on top today. And with that, let's send it back to the guys in the cage in Southeast Texas.
2nd half just about ready to start, and Houston will kick it off. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. They'll open the 2nd half with a run. Got the 1st down and more. And he's brought down after a nice gain. The Rebels come to the line in the hurry-up.
Well, the defense just had to chase that guy down and make a tackle after a long run, and no chance to substitute. They got to get the play call in because the offense is trying to go fast.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Off play action. Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31.
And this offensive line's got to do a better job. Man, you got to protect your quarterback. Listen, this offense is not playing great. They got to somehow find a way to start to get something together here in the second half.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down. And the Rebels will bring the punt team onto the field. He'll try to really get into this one. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. They'll start this drive 60 yards in front of them from their own 40. They'll give it to the back. Pass the sticks, and he may get more. They'll get him stopped at the 45, but it's a big 15-yard pickup and a 1st down. They're going to ride this running back. Sweet cut there. They get it down to the 35 before he stopped. 10-yard pickup on the play, and it's a 1st down. He's now up to 104 yards rushing, and he has busted the century mark in this season opener. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down. 2nd down coming. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Looking to throw, it's Lynch. Got rid of it in a hurry, but he couldn't find his man. It's incomplete. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. They'll try to get something out of this drive and kick the field goal here on 4th down. Tried to give it enough body English, but he missed it. And the margin is still 7 after the miss, guys.
And sometimes I just feel like 4th down, man, just go for it every time. Like, the field goal miss-make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
The give to the tailback. And this one will be stopped for no gain. The Rebels want to move quickly. Wants to fire on 2nd down. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. They're about to wear this punter out. He's already been out 4 times, staring at a 5th if they can't move the chains. They stop him right at the 40-yard line. It's 4th down. Will they bring out the punt team? And the Rebels will punt it away on 4th down. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. They'll christen this drive from the 28-yard line. Use the play fake, now to throw. Trying to make magic on the scramble. Looking for room at the 40.
Well, that time the defense was in man coverage. There was nobody watching the quarterback, so when he took off to scramble, nobody home to make a tackle right away, and he shows you the athleticism, he shows you the speed, and also shows you great decision-making that time, deciding to tuck and run for a huge play on the ground.
Quarterback on the keeper. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. The Cougars are way behind the sticks on this 3rd and forever. To the air, it's Lynch. Complete to the right. He gets it to the 38-yard line, and they'll pick up a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10. They'll leave it with him. Makes his man miss. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop. And the Cougars with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. They'll try the run. Oh, better look out. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. Houston coming to the line with a new set of downs. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Rushes on him. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion. So now it's second and long. Leaves it with the running back. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Remember, they missed a field goal on their last drive, but at the very least, they need to get back in field goal range here on third down. Snagged out of the air. That'll be enough to give them a first and goal from the 10. Houston will snap it in the red zone. They think there's room to run to the right here. Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run. Trying play action. Fires into the end zone. Oh, it's picked off.
How about the athletic ability by the big fella? You know, you got those big linebackers in there used to taking on fullbacks and offensive linemen the whole game. He understands for passing situations. I'm getting drops. I'm getting deep in my drops, playing the quarterback's eyes, breaking on the football, making the INT. What an athlete.
Lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. They'll start this drive going to the air. Working the middle of the field, and it's complete. Makes to grab almost to the first down marker, but a good pickup on that one. They're going to run it. Hard running there. He stopped after getting a yard out to the 30. The Rebels are in the hurry-up. He'll do it himself. Shakes off the defender. And he picks up a first down. That is not a flag on the play. It's just lingerie on the deck after that move. Looking to throw on first down. Got a man. There he goes. Out across the 45 and out of bounds at the 46-yard line. A big pickup here as they try to put together a scoring drive. That's the end of the quarter, and Houston has the lead. And sitting in a good spot as we wrap up the third. Let's take a look at our game stats while we have a break in the action. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. They go back to work in the final period of this one. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. He put it out there for him, and the senior gave him a chance, but they couldn't make the connection. Well, will they dial up on second, and a long way to go. From the gun, running back gets to give. Really good pickup on second down there. Leaves them with 3rd and 2. And the Rebels come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. The give on the option. They were all over him. Nowhere to go as that 3rd down play turned into a disaster. They booted away on 4th down. And they'll let that one go, and it'll roll out of bounds. First snap of this drive comes from the 32. Here's the handoff. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Leaves it with the back. They stop him cold. Maybe gets a yard to the 34. It'll be 3rd and long. Looking for a man. It's Lynch. Flushed out of the pocket. They make the stop, but what a job on the scramble to get loose and pick up that first down. On the move. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. The give on the inside. Runs through a tackle. And he fights his way forward. Gets away from one, but not much doing on that one. On 3rd down, he drops the throw. Caught in the backfield. It's Wolf. Runs through the tackle. He'll be stopped at the 44, knocked out of bounds there. Houston is moving it quickly down the field. The give to the back. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Power football with the run. Got enough for the first down. And this offense is feeling it as they rip off a big chunk of yardage, and they've got it on the 22.
And this offense continues to have success and just put a long drive together. And on this defense, I'm getting desperate now. It's desperation. I got to make a play. I got to force something to happen. I got to change something up, and I got to get this football back to my offense.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Motion from the wide receiver. The give, and tick, 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 tick. Doing damage on the ground as he runs it down to the 11-yard line. The Cougars have it with a 1st and 10. Right back to the well. What powerful running, just driving the pile forward for everything he could get. He'll be just a few inches short. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Rides to the back and leaves it on the option. And he won't quite get there, but boy, after that pickup, just a few inches to go for the first. An array of possibilities here. On 3rd and short, the power run here. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. After another clutch 3rd down conversion, it's 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Houston.
And man, a lot of times late in games, you see offenses, they get very conservative, very predictable, and then they leave it in the hands of their defense. I like this execution, man. The offense continues to do what they do, and they take the 2-score lead in the 4th quarter, everything going in their direction.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point makes it 14-0. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
A pair of top 15 teams throwing haymakers today. Let's show you the very latest. Notre Dame is currently up big at this moment in what's shaping up to be a lopsided affair for the Golden Gophers. They're up 14 over North Carolina. Your boy KC has you covered here in studio, guys, in case anything changes in this one.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be... It's a seam wide open! And he gets out of there and gets some yardage and gets down without taking any punishment. The Rebels will hustle to the line.
This guy just gives you nightmares. I mean, he's just got so much electricity. He just pulls it down and chews up yards like it's nothing. That's a quarterback. A quarterback doing that to your defense.
And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down. They'll spread the defense out, going 5 wide on 2nd and 10. They'll throw again after the incompletion. Got his man! Brought down at the 46, but he got 10 on the play. Clock stops, and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead. It's caught. Hauled down at the 38-yard line, and a big pickup of 15 yards there. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off.
for the offense.
Gonna look downfield again. Fires to the middle. And the defense making a play, getting a hand on that pass. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Fires to the wideout. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming. Quick strike complete. They'll knock him down right at the 35-yard line. Still a lot of ground to cover to get to the 1st down marker. On 4th down, trying to find his man. Unloads to the wideout. Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. They spun that wheel of fortune on 4th down and come up bankrupt. Handoff to the single back. They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43. The defense uses their 2nd timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. To the ground with the back. And the defense stops him just short of the 1st down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. The Cougars lining up, just needing a few tough inches on 3rd down. They'll keep it on the ground to keep this clock moving. That'll be enough for the 1st down, and they'll mark it at the 48. Their work here is virtually done. No need to take any more chances. They'll line up in victory formation. You work all offseason for that, the chance to take a knee and punctuate an opening victory to this season. This was hardly an offensive juggernaut, but sometimes you lean on your defense and grind out a win.
This was a defensive struggle, no doubt about it, but we know this is a team game, and the defense certainly did what they needed to do. The offense just barely did enough. That's the important part, and David, moving forward, they're going to have to play better on that side of the ball.
I think it looked more like an offensive struggle, not a defensive struggle. They definitely brought their A game, but listen, all you needed was enough points. Win, advance, build some confidence, find some things with this offense down the road that you do better.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.